it frame by frame, a silent self-destructive game. The Prector hums a steady beat, a bittersweet and soft deceit. It was a perfect afternoon under a pale and lazy moon of a sky that was still blue. I had no doubt, I trusted you. Then the celluloid gives way at the close in the perfect day.
And then the film burns on the reel, the pain too violent and too real. The edges curled in smoking light and turn the brilliant day to night. A broken scene, a melted frame where fire whispers out your name. Just blinding white and popping sound as perfect moments hit the ground. The memory is black and torn, a fragile thing now dead and born. In that 1 second I can see the flash of what would come to be.
It's always at the part I love, the moment that I felt you shoved on my own doubt so far away. You turned to me, what did you say? I can't remember, cause the flare, it just erases you from there. It eats the smile right off your face, leaves nothing in that time and place except the knowledge of the end, a broken message I can't send.
We can't rewind it back again to where the story should begin. The damage is a part of it, a memory that will never fit. And then the film burns on the reel, a pain too violent and too real. The edges curl in smoking light and turn the brilliant day to night. A broken scene, a melted frame where fire whispers out your name. Just a burn, a white light, the end. My hand drifts out in sleepless dark, a hopeful and a lonely arc. It searches for a warmth and new, a space that was reserved for you,
but only finds an empty plain of winter sheets and quiet pain.
Yeah, I still sleep on my own side. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide from the geography of us. A memory of fragile trust. I keep a pillow where you lay and push it further every day, but the emptiness just grows and grows. A bitter wind that always blows right through the middle of this room, a silent and a spacious tomb.
and the cold side of the bed is where I live now. A constant ache, a silent vow to keep the space you left behind. A cruel invention of my mind. My own heat isn't enough to warm a memory of love. The morning light, it hits your space and shows no sign and leaves no trace. The sheets are smooth, the pillow stark, a question waiting in the dark. My body curls into a shield, a lonely harvest from a field.
I wake up shivering sometimes for no good reason, no real rhymes. My body knows before my brain the chilling and the lasting stain of sleeping next to empty air, a heavy stillness of despair. I think about just moving out and killing all the hopeful doubt, but I'm afraid I take the cold, a story that can't be retold.
An island in a sea of white, in the middle of the lonely night, where your warmth used to be. There's only this cold part of me, and the cold side of the bed is where I live now. A constant ache, a silent vow to keep the space you left behind. A cruel invention of my mind. My own heat isn't enough to warm a memory of love. Square inside a drawer of places we were looking for. The coastline drawn in faded blue, a road from me that led to you. The papers worn along the seams, a graveyard of forgotten dreams.
Yeah, I remember spreading it out on the floor, a world we wanted to explore. We traced the highways with a finger, let the possibilities just linger. We'll go here and maybe there, building castles in the air. Packed our ambitions in a case for a journey that never took place. Just a fantasy we both invent, and all the money never spent.
These are the maps we never used, our paper hearts all torn and bruised. 1,000 towns we'll never see, a different version of you and me, folded up and tucked away, saving it for a rainy day. I see your name, a distant town where we were meant to settle down. A tiny circle drawn in red, echoing words you must have said, but I can't recall the voice or sound. Just silent, undiscovered ground.
The world got smaller every year, held in place by subtle fear. We chose the safe and common route and let the fire just burn out. These faded lines, they represent the messages we never sent to our own future. Young and bold, a story that got bought and sold for comfort and a steady life. The dullest edge of a sharp knife.
All the roads not taken lead to this quiet room, this silent deed of closing up the world outside. Nothing left for us to hide.
These are the maps we never used, our paper hearts all torn and bruised. 1,000 towns we'll never see, a different version of you and me, folded up and tucked away, saving it for a rainy day. X marks the spot we never found. Lost. The light was gold, the air was thin, the quiet world we wandered in. I didn't know it at the time. The perfect peak, the final climb. Your laugh was easy, full and slow, a memory in soft lit glow.
Yeah, we were walking by the shore and I wasn't keeping any score of all the little things you did. The feelings that I mostly hid, I let them surface, let them breathe. The kind of comfort you receive when you're not trying to impress. Just a simple, easy yes
To everything the moment brings, the quiet song a bluebird sings.
And that was the last good day
Before the colors bled to gray, we didn't know we'd crossed the line.
a fragile and a sweet
Design. If I could freeze it, I would stay forever in the last good day. I searched my mind for what came next, a worried line, a hurried text, but everything is blurred with pain. A downpour of acidic rain, it washed away the afterglow and left just seeds of what I know now.
It's a poison poison to look back. It puts your present off the track, but I keep searching for a clue in every single thing we do, to see the crack before it grew, to change the final point of view. But everything was perfect in a story written with a pen that ran out of its ink that night and left the final page all white.
We were happy and unaware that something brittle in the air was about to break in two and take the best of me and you. And that was the last good day before the colors bled to gray. We didn't know we crossed the line, a fragile and a sweet design. If I could freeze it, I would stay forever in the last good day. The last good day before the grave. Your breath appeared, a silver ghost, the thing that I remember most, a fleeting cloud of warmth and grace that separated time and space. I wrote our names with a fingertip, a silent promise from my lip.
Yeah, we were parked up on the hill, the engine off, the world was still. The city lights were blurred and deep, a secret that the fog would keep. You drew a heart, I filled it in, a place for us to both begin. It felt so real, it felt so true, that little foggy me and you. But we both knew the sun would rise and burn the magic from our eyes.
And we were condensation on the glass, a moment that was built to pass, so clear and then it disappears, a metaphor for all our years, a pretty fog, a fragile art that keeps the worlds we live in apart. And as it faded, bit by bit, the world outside began to fit back into focus, sharp and cold, a story that was getting old. The window cleared, the vision true, and I could see the end of you.
I tried to write the words again to stop the story at the end, but my own finger just erased the fragile lines that we had traced. It's like the world outside was real and what was in here we would steal. A stolen moment, warm and close, a temporary sweet overdose, and now the glass is always clear, a constant reminder that you're not here.
The heat we made is gone, and the cold is coming on. We're just a memory of a cloud that was never said out loud. And we were condensation on the glass, a moment that was built to pass, so clear and then it disappears, a metaphor for all our years, a pretty fog, a fragile art that keeps the worlds we live in apart. It's fading, clear again. The color of a lonely night, a chemical and buzzing light. It painted patterns on the wall, a silent witness to it all. It made your skin a shade of gold, a beautiful
never soft or white, just the bruised up color of the night. That sodium and lonely hue that always made me think of you. It hid the flaws in muted gray and kept the real world far away. We lived our lives inside a stain, a shelter from the coming rain, a fabricated warm embrace in that unreal and hazy place.
And it was always streetlight orange, you and I, under a polluted, sleepless sky. Not the moon and not the stars, just the glow from passing cars. A temporary borrowed sun for the lonely and the on the run.
Now when I walk on empty streets, my own sad, lonely heart repeats the rhythm of that buzzing sound on this familiar haunted ground. The color seeps into my soul, a feeling I cannot control.
It felt like everything we had was beautiful but slightly sad, and that one color captures it. The way the pieces never fit quite perfectly, but close enough to make you think it might be love. It wasn't real, it wasn't true, just a reflection of me and you, trapped in a single moody shade, a promise that we never made.
Maybe we were never meant for mourning, just a beautiful unspoken warning, living in the borrowed light of an artificial night. And it was always streetlight orange, you and I, under a polluted, sleepless sky. Not the moon and not the stars, just the glow from passing cars. A temporary borrowed sun for the lonely and the on the run.
Just that orange glow, orange glow, orange glow. Streetlight orange.
The needle finds the final groove, a gentle circle in last move, and then a click, a soft release, a sudden end, a heavy piece. The song is gone, the story's told, and now the room is dark and cold.
Yeah, we had a soundtrack for it all, the rise, the middle, and the fall. Sade was full of summer haze, the glory of the early days. And side B was winter thin, the melancholy setting in. We knew the ending off by heart, we played our own specific part, but still a silence when it's done is louder than the midday sun.
And it's just vinyl in the silence now, a forgotten and a broken vow. The crackle and the pop are gone, from twilight back to empty dawn. Just the whisper of the spin, and the quiet where we should have been. The speaker cone, a dusty eye, stares at a blank and empty sky. The air still holds a phantom tune beneath the sad and weary moon. The space between the notes is all I hear when I begin to fall.
I could get up and flip the side, but what's the point? Where would I hide from the truth the silence brings? The final chord, the muted strings. We love the sound, we love the art, but never learned the hardest part of what to do when music's through, when there is nothing left but you and the echo of the final beat on a lonely and a dark side street.
The space between the songs got long, a place where we did not belong. The music faded out so slow, and we had nowhere to go. And it's just final in the silence now, a forgotten and a broken vow. The crackle and the pop are gone, from twilight back to empty dawn. Just a whisper of the spin, and the quiet where we should have been. bookmarks where you left it last. A ghost of our forgotten past. Page 97, chapter 8. A victim of a silent fate. The cover's soft with dust and age. A story trapped inside a cage.
Yeah, you were reading it to me, your voice a gentle low-key melody. I'd fall asleep to secrets that I thought I'd keep. You safe inside of warm and sound on that familiar hallowed ground. You said don't lose my place, okay, at the closing of that final day. And I just promised that I would. I guess I misunderstood the subtext.
We're just a half-read book on the shelf. A story I can't tell myself. We know how it all began, but not the ending of the plan. And I'm too scared to turn the page and see an empty final stage.
The words are waiting in their line. A future that was meant for mine. I trace the letters of your name, a whisper in a losing game. The paper smells of you and time. A perfect and a silent crime.
I think about just finishing the world the author's busy in. Would the lovers make it through? Would they do better than us too? Or is it better not to know and let the quiet question grow and just pretend the story's sweet or beautiful and soft to see, stuck in the middle of the plot, in love with everything we're not?
The spine is cracked, the words are said. A story I cannot forget, but cannot finish on my own. A seed of love that was never sown to the end. We're just a half-read book on the shelf. A story I can't tell myself. We know how it all began, but not the ending of the plan. And I'm too scared to turn the page and see an empty final stage. Chapter 8. To be continued. Never. The air is thick with welcome home and futures written in the chrome, but we are in a different line. A fractured and afraid design. We watch the planes land in the gray and carry other lives away.
Yeah. The departures board is lit with all the places we won't get to see together. Not this year, we're grounded by a silent fear. An hour left to make it count, a dwindling and sad amount of time to say what we both mean behind the sterile public scene. So we just talk about your flight and if the traffic will be light.
This is the airport, way too early and a little late. Suspended here between the gates of different lives and separate fates. We're close enough to hold a hand in a temporary no man's land. A final call, a distant name. It never feels quite the same. Your bag is heavy at your feet. A symbol of a slow defeat. The clock is ticking on the wall. The final curtain for us all.
Yo, I watch you walk towards security, a sudden wall between you and me. You turn and wave a tiny sign, no longer yours and no more mine. I stand and watch until you're gone, and a new and empty day can dawn. The walk back to the car is long, like the silence after a sad song. Just the echo of the wheels and the emptiness the morning steals.
We're always meeting or we're leaving, in a constant state of disbelieving that this could be the final time, the rhythm of a broken rhyme. And this is the airport, way too early and a little late, suspended here between the gates of different lives and separate fates. We're close enough to hold a hand in a temporary no man's land. Now boarding. Final call. Goodbye. You smelled of danger, end of night, of gasoline and pale moonlight, a burning match, a hopeful plea that always captivated me. I was the sky, the distant call, the story waiting to be told.
Yeah. I was reckless, I was fast, a shadow that I couldn't cast away from my own damn desires, just setting little foolish fires. And you were everything I'm not, the only pure and gentle thought I ever had, a distant light that I was trying to make bright by pouring fuel onto the flame and whispering your holy name.
We were kerosene and stars, a universe of beautiful scars, a dirty flame, a sacred glow, a dangerous and lovely show, destined to burn out or explode on a forgotten empty road.
I tried to lift you to the sky and teach your restless heart to fly, but you just wanted to burn down this entire sleepy town. You pulled me from my atmosphere and held me in your hopeful fear. I wanted you to come on down and walk with me on broken ground, to see the beauty in the grit, the places where the pieces fit in perfectly but strong and true. But all my fire just scared you. You saw the end in every spark, a lonely journey in the dark. I saw a way to keep us warm, the perfect center of the storm.
One to burn, one to gleam, a volatile and hopeless dream. The earth and sky can never meet, just a bittersweet defeat. We were kerosene and stars, a universe of beautiful scars, a dirty flame, a sacred glow, a dangerous and lovely show, destined to burn out or explode on a forgotten empty road.
The spark and the void, fire in space.
The sunlight shows where night conceals, a map of how a sorrow feels.
to settle down, the quietest place in this whole town. Nobody's been here since that day, we let it all just slip away. But the evidence is everywhere, a single sad forgotten chair, and on the floor the path you made, a memory that will not fade. From the doorway to the bed, the last direction that you sped.
And there are footprints in the dust on the floor, leading to a closed off door. A history of our last dance, a beautiful and tragic chance. They won't be swept away by time, the evidence of a perfect crime. I walk around them, soft and slow, to places I no longer go. I'm careful not to blur the line of what was yours and what was mine. Two sets of steps that walked as one beneath the sad and setting sun.
Yeah. It's like a crime scene, cold and stark, a question waiting in the dark. The path you took to walk away at the closing of that final day. And my own steps, they stand right here, paralyzed by my own fear. I didn't follow, didn't fight, just watched you walk into the night. And now our final steps remain, a monument to all the pain. If I could follow them right back along that sorrow-beaten track, would I find you at the start with a whole and hopeful heart?
And there are footprints in the dust on the floor, leading to a closed off door. A history of our last dance, a beautiful and tragic chance. They won't be swept away by time, the evidence of a perfect crime.
Your steps,
In mine.
going different ways.
We built a house on fragile ground and never made a single sound. When winds would blow and timbers creak and render our foundations weak, we'd paint the cracks a pretty shade and call it love, this thing we made.
Yeah, it was. We're okay and we're just fine. The most repeated common line, a mantra that we both recite to get us through another night. We look each other in the eye and sell the other on the lie. So perfectly, so sweet, so deep. A promise we knew we couldn't keep, but it was better than the cold, hard truth. The last remains of all our youth.
And forever was our favorite lie, the prettiest one we'd stand behind.
We said it so much, it felt true.
A special world for me and you, a beautiful and soft escape in a fragile, perfect shape. It tasted sweet upon my tongue, the hopeful song we always sung. I saw the doubt behind your eyes, reflecting my own compromise. But we would smile and play the part and build a fortress
the only thing that we agreed on, the one belief we go and feed on. When everything was falling down, we were the rulers of this town, of to this kingdom of pretend. A story that would never end. It was a comfort and a curse, for better and for so much worse. To know the truth and let it slide, with absolutely nowhere left to hide.
The truth is not a gentle thing. It's the final bitter sting. The lie was kinder in the end. Our dearest and our oldest friend. And forever was our favorite line. The Prince, one we'd stand behind.
We said it so much, it felt true.
A special world for me and you.
A beautiful fall and soft escape.
In a fragile, perfect shape.
Our favorite lie, wasn't it beautiful?
Forever. A single lens left open, just a slow fade to white. I found that photo in a frame, a different night, a different name. You're just a blur against the light, a perfect ghost of a silhouette. The long exposure of a love, a perfect thing we can't speak of. Just a faint and distant streak, a silent promise we were weak.
Yeah, I can see the headlights blur. The rain would make the city stir. We were running through the night, just a streak of fading light. We thought the moments would stand still, but time moved on against our will. I tried to hold on to your face, but left it blurred in time and space. We were a long exposure of a love that didn't stay, just a ghost of a memory that fades away.
The stillness of the background tells the truth, that we were always moving, losing our youth. A perfect image beautifully flawed, a moment held, then disavowed.
The light post stayed, the bench was still, the quiet air, the gentle chill. Everything that wasn't us is clear and sharp and free of dust, but our shadows intertwine to blur the time left far behind. I should've stopped the endless pace and looked you in your perfect face. Instead I let the moments run beneath the tide fading sun. I tried to capture it all, but ended up just watching it fall into a blur I can't define, an empty moment that was mine.
Maybe some things aren't meant to be clear.
Just a soft and gentle, bittersweet tear.
The beauty was in how we moved so fast.
A fleeting image built to not last. We were a long exposure of a love that didn't stay, just a ghost of a memory that fades away.
The stillness of the background tells the truth, that we were always moving, losing our youth. A perfect image beautifully flawed, a moment held, then disavowed. Just a blur, and the silence fading out. A perfect thing about to break. Traced a pattern with my thumb on the coffee cup we'd become. A perfect white, a flawless glaze, lost inside a sunlit daze, but felt a tremor, fine and thin. The space where cold was seeping in.
Yeah, I walked on eggshells.
eggshells, held my breath, scared to death of what came next. A misplaced word, a heavy touch, always felt like was too much. We put it on a pedestal, pretended it was unbreakable, but I saw the line behind your eyes, the quiet truth in our goodbyes.
And we were beautiful and thin. Let the tiny fractures in. Just watch the porcelain cracks appear, and pretended not to feel the fear of fragile love we couldn't mend. A beautiful and bitter end.
Now every fragile thing I see holds a piece of you and me. The window pane, the rain has hit. The way a silent promise split the space between what's whole and torn. A silent warning, softly warned.
I tried to glue the pieces back, but you can always see the track, the ghost of what it used to be, a perfect flaw for all to see. Should've kept it on the shelf instead of trying to blame myself. It was always meant to fall apart, a delicate and broken work of art.
Maybe some things aren't meant to hold. A story better left untold. Too precious for an unsteady hand. Too delicate to understand. And we were beautiful and thin. Let the tiny fractures in. Just watch the porcelain cracks appear, and pretended not to feel the fear of fragile love we couldn't mend. A beautiful and bitter end. Just a spider web of us, collecting dust. Yeah, down.
Shake it out. Watch the color bloom.
A faded square of pastel sky, the frozen look inside your eye. The sun was warm upon my skin. Don't remember where we'd been. Just a glossy plastic film. The quiet has me overwhelmed.
Yeah, I remember that afternoon, the borrowed light inside the room. You said just smile, so I played the part with a crowded mind and a heavy heart. Click of the shutter, flash of the white trap, the perfect pretty lie. Hope the chemicals could fix the scene, make it look like what we could have been.
We're just Polaroid ghosts in a shoebox now. A faded smile, a silent vow, developed slow and faded fast. A moment never meant to last. A chemical burn of forgotten art. A perfect picture of a world apart.
My hair was longer, you looked so young. The words we needed left unsung. This person here I used to know, watching the memories start to snow. The corners curl, the colors bend. A story that has reached the end.
I keep it tucked inside a book, scared to take a second look. Cause in the space around the frame, I can almost hear you say my name. It's proof that we were standing there, just breathing in the empty air, and waiting for the image clear to show us everything we fear. Shake it, let it dry.
A perfect moment, a goodbye. The colors shift.